Okay, we're live. We just can't see it
we're
up
live?
there.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just not sure I'm going to be able to put the presentation up there now.
You won't, but if they have a laptop, we can
Okay,
plug it in for them.
So we're live. I mean, we're like.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want?
just can't see it up there. Yeah.
Call the meeting to order. Are you ready there, Holly?
Yep.
Okay. 7:03, I'll call the meeting to order. Okay. I'll read the line acknowledgement. We acknowledge we are gathered on Treaty 1 and Treaty 2 territories, and that Manitoba is located on the treaty territories and ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe, Innuit, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota Oete, Denesulane, Ojibwe, Nihitawa. We acknowledge Manitoba is located on the homeland of the Red River Métis. We respect the spirit and intent of treaties and treaty making and remain committed to working in partnership with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration. We'll go to the confirmation of the minutes. Be it resolved that the minutes of June 18, 2024 regular meeting of council and June 26, 2024 special meeting and the July 10, 2024 special meeting be approved as circulated and posted. Can I have a mover? Councilor Maxwell. Can I have a seconder? Councilor Brown. Anybody got any questions? Okay, just a comment on June the 18th meeting. Okay, just 10.8. Or actually the minutes, no, it's, sorry, my mistake. When we did the approval of the accounts, Councilor Brown left the council chamber. We should make that change that he declared a conflict of interest. It's on the minutes of the regular schedule. It shows that he, just give me a second. I had it written down here, but I think I wrote it down wrong. When we, no. It's, sorry, under accounts and finance, number 8, it doesn't, the municipal act, I believe, says that when a councillor states he's in conflict, he needs to declare the nature of, and none of that is there.
Okay, so
Yeah, we should add that or make a change.
on section 8,
Yes.
it does say that Councillor Bob removed himself from the meeting and took no part in the discussion or vote and returned to the meeting for item 8.2.
But I think the municipal act, I believe, and I didn't bring it with me.
He didn't actually declare a conflict. You have to declare a conflict.
Okay. So just saying he's leaving the meeting, okay?
Yeah, if he declared a conflict, I would have written it, but he is removing himself from the meeting, and just as it says, took no part in the discussion.
Okay, that's fine then. Okay, anybody else, any questions? Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay, now before we adopt the agenda.
So that was carried unanimously?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Carried. Okay. Before we adopt the agenda, there's 2 items just for council's consideration here, which is the 11.1. My understanding is there's no tender, so we may as well remove it, right?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And based on the last meeting we had, where we got information real late in the day, we got 3 emails late today in regards to that stop sign, we should remove that item as well, if council is in agreement. Which is, the resolution would be 10.4. That was 3 late emails, and I hardly got time to. So is everybody okay with removing 11.1 and 10.4? We'll make those changes on the,
I guess on 11.1, do we want to retender? Or do we need a motion to retender?
no, actually, a good point, Councillor Maxwell. I talked to Kerry just before, no tenders came in. However, 2 of the companies, is my understanding, they will, if we extend the deadline, they will resubmit, and I suggested, if you do that, we gotta go back to square one. And I've got some concerns during the inquiries that I wanna bring up for council's consideration. Like, we have to, well, it'd be unfair if 3 companies were interested, and now we're extending that tender. It's only fair to, out of courtesy, go back to everyone and re-advertise it and say,
Okay, so would we not do that as a motion now?
what's that?
The only reason I'm asking, would we do that as a?
We don't have the details. I don't know. Kerry didn't give me the details, how far they're extending.
Yes, but it's the tender itself doesn't change, just the date of.
The date,
Completion, right?
yes, but I wanna bring it up during the inquiry. We've got to be careful here. There could be, we need to reevaluate that whole renovation. And I'm gonna bring it up during the inquiry, so, because actually the people that seen these tenders kind of asked me, why aren't you considering this and that? So I'm gonna just bring it up during reports or something. It just came in late, so. Actually, I'll do it during report or inquiry. So we're gonna remove 11.1 and 10.4.
Oh, I was going to say you discussed it at the committee meeting, but you didn't have a
Yeah, I
committee
didn't
meeting.
have it.
So
I just got mentioned, like, say, 2 days ago. Okay,
I should go
so
to committee.
why don't we, be it resolved that the agenda be as adopted with the removal of 11.1 and 10.4. Okay, is everybody okay with that? Adopting the agenda with the removal of 11.1 and 10.4. Okay, can I have a mover? Councillor Durhan? Yep, can I have a seconder?
I'll second that motion.
Councillor Ross moves it. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Okay, now I'll ask for a motion. Does anybody have anything to add to the agenda? Nobody? Okay, because otherwise I would ask for, call for a motion to separate. Okay, so ask for the, I already asked for the question. It's carried. That the agenda is adopted. Now we've got a delegation. I believe it's Eve Richards. Would you come forward, please, Eve, from Community Planning from the province? And your partner there, yeah. Introduce yourself, and first of all, I welcome you and appreciate you guys taking the time out this evening to educate this council a little bit about community planning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you like I could probably connect that just to this cable if you wish, and then it would show up on the screen.
Yeah, if you can, did you get the slide I sent?
I did.
We're having technical problems, so.
Yeah, but yeah.
Ooh, you might be short. Just hang on. No, that's all you're getting. Yep.
Normally I would be able to.
You want me to move the laptop here?
Yeah, that's,
Sorry, I had
it's okay.
thought to
Just
put
as
it
an FYI,
up there.
Zoom isn't working. And is YouTube working? Is YouTube on?
I think it is, yeah. Are you let me know. Does it work?
This one looks. You can probably see my note. Typically, I don't, I use my laptop to present, so you don't see the note, but, that's a bit to be cheating. So, well, good evening. Thank you for having us. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
I didn't know you were going to be part of the new formal council meeting, so I hope it's okay that we do that training while everybody's here. Okay. So it's typically about 20 minutes. My name is Yves Richard. I'm the regional manager with the community planning branch here in Brampton. And with me is Monsieur Sim Aria. Did I say that right?
Eve,
Yes. Yes,
speak
for
up a
sure.
little bit, like for the audience there, because
Yeah.
there's people here that's going to be a learning curve for everybody here.
Okay. So we're doing that for the audience as well. Presentation, I'm assuming. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I've been with the community planning branch here in Brandon for about a year, and I was in Selkirk before, same thing with the province. And we typically do this presentation for when there's new council or new elected official. Holly asked me to do the one-on-one planning presentation here. I think this is what they do at the convention as well, but it could be a little bit different if you have seen what the presentation we do. But this one is typically what we do. It's about 20 minutes. It just gives kind of a pretty high level of what community planning is about and the planning administration and so on. So, and Munshi has been with us for about a month. He's our planning assistant with the branch, so he's new with us. So yeah, basically the intent is to provide a brief overview. It's also a possibility to ask any question you may have and just for you guys to know us and you can do as well. So feel free to ask any question during the presentation if you have any. We're going to keep that informal, but it's about 20 minutes, I think, about the 20 slides. So what we want to talk about is essentially cover the Planning Act. My slides are changing, but it's not changing there. So. It's stuck on the first slide. Is it something I'm doing?
No.
Try going to your next page number.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do.
Is your laptop frozen?
Sorry?
Is your laptop frozen?
No, like I'm changing the slides here, but it's not changing.
Maybe unplug and plug back and see what happens. Drag that over. Do you have multiple monitors at once? Drag that over to that monitor. There you go.
Alright, so yeah, we just want to cover the planning act, the development plan, what it is about, the zoning bylaws, subdivision, the process, and service standards that we are required to follow and municipalities are required to follow, as well as the role of community planning and regional planning. And the resource that also available to you from us. So the legislation, of course, like I was showing, it's the Planning Act. It's kind of what we follow essentially in planning, community planning. The development plan, when the municipality must prepare a development plan, and then when it's provided to us by the municipality, we make sure that it complies and follow the Planning Act. What you see in the white portion is essentially what we review and approve with the community planning branch or development plan. The development plan is prepared by the municipality. It's a municipal document, but the province must review it. Also any amendment must be approved and reviewed by the province directly to the minister's office. What you see in the yellow part is also municipal document, but they don't need to be approved by the province. They can just be approved by the municipality. We do provide support. We do help with the preparation of zoning bylaws, with development zoning bylaw amendment and supplementary plan. Variation in conditional use are essentially municipal responsibility, but we do provide assistance if there's any need for that. And we help development agreements, building development permits. We rarely get involved in any of the agreements or building development permit, but if there's any questions, we can help and provide support. But this is really municipal responsibility. So yeah, basically the Planning Act provides the framework for planning in Manitoba, for the creation of planning district. We are members of the Keystone Planning District, so it's basically regulated under the Planning Act and how it's formed and the process and so on. And all the adoptions of development plan and zoning bylaw process, zoning bylaw amendment also regulated under the Planning Act. Planning is really public consultation oriented, so there's only some pros and cons to that. Is every time you do a development plan amendment, a zoning bylaw amendment, you require to follow a public consultation process. So it could be lengthy. It's only require that you provide public notification, invite the public to provide inputs and so on. So the pros to that is there should be some good consultation with the community, but of course there's a process that must be followed to make sure that people are notified and can provide inputs. So every time we do anything in terms of planning, we get a lot of public consultation process requirement, and I'm sure probably know that a lot. So if there's any question about that, we can help in terms of the process that must be followed for the consultation and so on. So what is a development plan? The Keystone Planning District has a development plan, which you're members, and we share the same document. It's really the high-level goal and policy set up by the municipality, and it's a document that must be reviewed essentially every 5 years. So I think yours is basically just being redone and in the process to be adopted by the planning district and council. For municipalities that don't grow necessarily very quickly, they can be amended every 8 or 10 years, but development plan must include that, must indicate that the plan will review longer term. The municipality that don't necessarily have the fast growings, it is allowed to review the development plan like every 8 or 10 years, but where it's a municipality with a fast growth, in 5 years is usually the requirement in the planning legislation. So. Then after that, you have the zoning bylaw, which essentially must comply with the development plan. So the zoning bylaw is really your more detailed document, and it's kind of the implementation of the development plan. So in the zoning bylaw, you can have all your lot requirement, the setback requirement, your conditional use approval, permitted use review approval, and so on. So that's really the technical and detailed document. which implement the development plan. Yeah, and we have, under the development plan, we have designation of different, like residential and industrial and so on. The zoning bylaw also has zoning district that describe the different zone that you have in these properties. So subdivision process, the subdivision in the province, the province is the approving authority for subdivision, except for municipality that have approving authorities, so that would be the city of Winnipeg, the city of Brandon, and there's about, I think, 2 planning districts in the province that have approving authority as well. So otherwise, all subdivision must be reviewed and approved by the province. When you receive subdivision application, you make sure it complies with your development plan, with your zoning bylaw. If you have any supplementary plan, you make sure you comply with that. And there's, of course, the circulation process that we do with agency, provincial government, and so on. After that, we prepare a report for the planning district and council, and council has to review the subdivision application, refuse it, or approve it. And if the municipality refuses a subdivision application, the province has to refuse it as well. You cannot approve it. If the municipality approve it, the province can still deny it as well. So if it does not comply with your policy. Something with subdivision application that came under Bill 37 a couple of years ago is that if council reject the subdivision application, you have to provide a reason why you reject it. So that's something that is not been necessarily fully done by all municipalities, but this is something you're supposed to do, especially if the applicant challenges an application to the municipal board. They like to say a reason why there was a rejection by the municipality. So and this is a requirement of the Planning Act. That's the same thing for zoning bylaw amendment or development amendment. If there's a rejection of an application, you also must provide a reason for why you reject it. Typically, the reason should be supported by a policy from the development plan or something from the zoning bylaw. So service standards, that's something that is not necessarily well known as well, but is an applicant can appeal if it takes too long to review a certain form of application, like a subdivision application. Is 90 days if after council receives a subdivision application followed by the province, if the municipality don't provide an answer within 90 days, the applicant can appeal that if it takes too long. The same thing for a minor subdivision is 60 days for development agreement. From the time of the applicant receives conditional approval, and it is a condition of a development agreement. If the municipality do not create development agreement within 90 days, the applicant can also appeal that. So service standards are something that we try to notify the applicant as much as possible in our decision, in our notification letters. So the role of community planning, like I was saying, we are the approving authority for subdivision and public reserve closing. We help in terms of the technical review committee for livestock applications. So more than 200 animal units must be reviewed by the technical review committee for livestock applications. So we help with that process. So typically that would be a conditional use by the municipality, and then it's forwarded to us. To forward the technical review committee. We help in terms of the Planning Act interpretation, in terms of funding assistance to do the development plan, municipal fund, this provincial funding available, so we try to help for that so we can have access to that. Spatial mapping as well, if there's a need for specific map being done, we'll help with that as well. And preparation of development plans, zoning bylaw and amendment. When we have resource, we also prepare development plan for municipality. Amendment, we typically do that also for municipalities, and zoning bylaw amendment, we typically always do that for the municipality as well. For development plan, for the preparation of development plan, you usually require that you hire a consultant. The main reason is to do the public engagement process. We can do that more extensively at what we can do, so. And this is basically the staff with the community planning branch. So there's basically 6 of us. And yeah, I think we need Evan. He's been there for quite a long time, but most of the team is fairly with me as well. So. There was no question. Well, I speak on this because I didn't understand what I was saying, but if there's any question, don't hesitate to ask. We have some.
I have one question. Did you say that if a municipality rejects a subdivision, that the province in turn also has to accept that and also reject the subdivision?
If the municipality reject it, we have to reject it. If the municipality approve it, the province can still reject it if it doesn't comply with the policy of the development plan, zoning bylaw, and so on.
But there's another branch that can overturn the rejection of both the municipality and the province,
Yeah,
the municipal appeal board.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Typically, if there was a rejection by the municipality, we will represent the municipality at the appeal board. We have to prepare a report and a presentation, but we really encourage at least one councillor to attend with us just to explain the reason of the rejection. Not always municipalities like to participate, but we just ask us at least to just a bit explain why it was rejected.
I got a question about development agreements. It said in there 90 days.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got some that are longer than 90 days. So is that the negotiating period or we have to be done?
You have to be done. So basically that's the time where the applicant can appeal.
What does appeal do for that? They appeal it to the municipal board?
Yes. Technically, in practice, the board used to be able to have hearing within 3 months. That's the requirement. Obviously, we are not able to keep up.
Right.
It's about, by the time you have an appeal, it's a year to a year and a half. So it's rare an applicant would appeal because by the time you get to an appeal board, hopefully the negotiation will be completed. But it kind of give an indication to the municipality that the applicant is looking for an answer and the negotiation will be completed. So yeah, 3 months. I'm sure.
May I ask a question?
No. This was for council, I think it was. Councilor requested for planning to come in to educate us a little bit, maybe what we can do in the future, open it up to, and I've got it on my inquiry here. For the audience to talk. It's not a public consultation. It was a presentation to council, so we got to keep it that way. Yeah. Or else council wants to open it up, but where do you stop?
Can I get a copy of that presentation?
Yeah, I sent it to
Okay.
police, so yeah,
Good.
absolutely.
Great.
Yeah, my apology if I went over the map. My notes are usually on the bottom, but I try to remember kind of what they might say. There's a document called the Planning Handbook. I don't know if you heard about it before. It's a very good document. It's essentially explaining the process of the adoption of development plans, zoning bylaw, when the public hearing has to happen, livestock operation. There's a lot of information there, and it's not as difficult to. It's actually more better explained in time map, if I can say that. So we refer it all the time. We try to, when we provide explanation, we try to refer to it to the municipalities so we can follow it. There's a lot of templates document there. There's a lot of template bylaws. Yeah.
Usually if there's an issue, I will take the page from the Planning Act and slide it into my council meeting with the other information.
Yeah, there's a lot of flow chart of the process to follow, so it's very well explained, which the planning act and provide that. So that's something I would encourage you to, if you could get copies of it. We try to update it every 6 months. When there's a good change in terms of registration or just to improve it.
It's online, Simon?
It's online, yes. Yeah, if you go on that website, I can send you the link directly to the page if you want. But I think you have used it before, so.
Oh, I've used it
And
frequently, yeah.
we're free to put that on our
Yeah.
own website?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
good,
more you use it, better it is. We're very
Great,
happy with
thank
that,
you.
so.
Yeah. Yeah, Eve, you made reference to our development plan, just for council's information. You guys seen it in the notice that coming Monday, there's an open house. Are you guys gonna be Yeah,
Isn't it on
Monday,
Monday?
this coming Monday at
Yeah.
5 o'clock, so I'm putting the word out now, it's open to the public. Yeah, our consultants are coming in, and for 5 o'clock, and that is a public hearing, ask all the questions you want about, we give it first reading, now the public, this coming Monday. Yeah, it's advertised, KPD advertised it, but it's KPD's, development plan, yeah. So we'll see you Monday.
I think it would be just Evan.
What's that?
I think it would be just Evan.
Okay, yeah, but I'm talking community planning will
Yes,
represent,
yes, we would do
yeah,
that, absolutely.
with the consultants and the KPD board.
Yeah.
Yeah, but council is more than willing to come and look at it.
And there's also the land use and development web app, which is basically a mapping, public mapping GIS system, so it's available to everybody. And it's also on our website, you can click on the map and see the designation and the zoning everywhere in the province, so. There's something as well that you can use if you want.
Good. Anybody else, any questions? Thanks a lot, Eve, and what's your name? And Mark. Yeah, thanks for coming, informing us. Appreciate it. Okay. There's no resolution. There's no resolution there, right?
Communications?
Well, under delegation, like, there's no.
Oh,
resolution.
yeah, no, I haven't,
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine. Yeah. Number 5, does anybody have a report from committees? I'll just make a comment, it's not a report. There is a scheduled walkthrough that Kerry Lawless organized with Manitoba Water Services Board, the engineering firm, the contractor, the utility operator, and he invited 2 representatives from Cornwallis. I'm not sure, Terry, if somebody's reached out to you, but Kerry organized it. I accepted the invitation. So on the 23rd, next Tuesday at 9 o'clock in the morning, check with Kerry for details, but I accepted the meeting. So, I mean, if some other council wants to come, that's the Chater walkthrough, do the final walkthrough, look for deficiencies on the contractor, anything the contractor performed there. So they will write down deficiencies in water. Manitoba Water Service Board is the one that's organizing the meeting and the deficiency list. So, yeah, I thought I'd report that to council. Just came out, I believe I accepted the meeting yesterday or the day before. Yeah. What's that? Yeah, I accepted it. There was a few dates open, but at the end of the day, finally accepted it. Okay, petitions, communications. Be it resolved that council accept the communications as presented. There's a whole bunch of them there. I'll have a motion. Councillor Grohan moves. Seconder. Councillor Maxwell. Anybody have a question on?
I just have one question about the survey. Who fills out the survey? Is there a communication, or they ask me, do you do that all just to see
We often have surveys.
The DFA one.
Yeah, if you want to participate in it,
Like it's open for,
please do.
Okay. Anybody else have a question? I see we got a rebate from Manitoba Environment Wars. Yeah, so that's good. The recycle. Any, will maybe be enough to upgrade Holly's computer here. Just joke. Okay, if nobody has any more questions, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried.
And I didn't put that whole report on there. I tried to, but it's not very clear. Print the page that shows us compared to everyone else, but
The DFA or?
the MMSM
the awards,
report,
yeah.
yeah, although
Yeah.
it's really small and hard to read, but
Yeah. Okay, we'll go to payroll now. Number 8.
For 8.1.
8.1, be it resolved that the payroll accounts be approved for payments as follows. Staff payroll, June 27, 2024, $13,912.11. Staff payroll, July the 11th, 2024, $12,810.36. For total payroll for approval is $26,722.47. Can I have a mover?
I'll motion that.
Councillor Ross moves it. Councillor Drohan seconds it. Anybody got any questions? Okay, if there's no more question, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Well, get Councillor Brown back in. Okay. We are at 8.2. Be it resolved that council approve the list of accounts for expenses for checks numbered 12141 to 121171 for a total amount of $319,971.92. Can I have a mover? Councillor Brown moves it. Have a second. Councillor Maxwell seconds it. Any questions on any of these expenditures? If not, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Eight point three, be it resolved that the financial statement for the June 2024 be accepted as presented. Councillor Ross, seconder, Councillor Drohan. Any questions? Ask for the question, or call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. 8.4, be it resolved that the June 2024 bank reconciliation for the general reserves and utility accounts be accepted as presented. Can I have a mover? Councillor Brown. Councillor Maxwell. Any questions? Okay, call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Bylaws. Okay. 9.1, be it resolved, bylaw 164409, 2013A, being a bylaw to amend the capital development levy bylaw to exempt farm dwelling and yard-side lots subdivided off for the agriculture land be hereby read for the third and final time. Seconder, Councilor Maxwell. So this bylaw, just, does anybody have any question? Just for clarification.
no,
Yeah.
if we're gonna speak to it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that, actually having read it now, it makes even more sense, because there's a reserve set up to take that money from the subdivisions and use it for improved capital costs that may be a result of the additional wear and tear on them.
Yeah.
Whereas removing a farm dwelling is not changing anything,
No.
except cutting it off. Now, I'm not opposed to it being a charge for that, but I don't think it would be quite as hefty as what it is for subdivision one. So, I mean, I think that this does what we've been doing, right? And we've always been exempting it from what I understand, so it doesn't really change.
And the intent years ago was for that bylaw, was for subdivision, larger subdivisions to be charged and farmed, I should say.
So does anybody else have any questions? Do you have any comments from the CEO? You prepared it for us. You took council's advice, eh? Just give me a second here. I'm losing it.
Yeah, there was a bit of a question on what it was for, so I put the original bylaw on there, which is pretty clear what it's for.
Okay. Anybody have a question? That's the third and final reading. There's your chance. Okay, call for the question. All in favor? Yeah, carried. Okay. 10.1, under unfinished business. Now, before we make a motion for the date, have we got a date yet? The date's not in here. So have they provided you with a date on 10.1?
Okay, so I'm just letting you, yes, there were a couple of dates. And we have to, everybody received that email, right? September
Yeah, we did.
3rd to the 5th or something? Yeah, so it's just for information
Yeah,
only.
okay,
Yeah.
so we don't need to action that one?
No.
Okay. 10.2, be it resolved that council confirms an additional payment of $9,361.10 for Grand Valley Micro Sealing section missed on the quote to the already approved quote of $167,597 for West Can to complete the micro sealing. I'll have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Councilor Ross makes the motion. Councilor Drohan seconded. Does anybody have any?
I just want to add some clarification to that. So the night before, the landowner there noticed that the micro sealing was going to be happening the next day. That portion that looks like is his lane is not. It's Leslie Avenue, according to the municipal map. And he asked that we also micro seal that portion. And he reached out and got the micro sealer to do his portion up to the marker as well. And he confirmed with me the next morning that he's going to end up paying $3,000 as well. So I guess we just have to make sure that, is he paying the company directly or is he paying us? And
Yeah, I'm still not clear on that part. Whether that 9 was for his portion and our portion.
6 is our portion, 3 is his.
I'm assuming that, but I haven't got confirmation yet on that.
We did confirm that the morning of with Shane got a hold of, Public Works Supervisor got a hold of their foreman, and they did the calculations on the spot. It was around 300 feet, worked out to be about $6,000.
Anybody else?
I got a question. How's it turn out?
Everybody loves it. It looks pretty slick. Yeah.
Good something there too. Yeah. You, Bob? You? I'm just gonna add something here. I don't want anybody interrupt and clarify. I'm not gonna support this. The reason you, Terry, you did the right thing. Public Works reached out. I got the text message, but the act is clear that we have one employee and that's the CEO. I asked the CEO when I went to sign the check, the discrepancy, she wasn't even aware of it. So council, through text messaging, I'm not accusing anybody here, through text messaging, went and approved a $6,000 expenditure, which is contrary to the Municipal Act. We cannot make a decision, folks, over text messaging, okay? I'm gonna add, last October the 4th, at a in-camera meeting, I was challenged on October the 4th in-camera meeting for spending municipal money without a resolution. I'm gonna leave it right there. It was October the 4th. I'm just gonna leave it there. Therefore, if you're gonna accuse me for spending municipal money without a resolution, folks, you did the same thing. Councillor Brown, it is my understanding that you made a decision in the field to reimburse a crop owner that lost crop last year. It's just my understanding. I wasn't at that meeting. You made a decision without a resolution, is the understanding to the family that had lost cropland. Councillor Drohan last summer went to a function that was not municipal related, neither did he have a resolution, and yet he charged money. So therefore, I do agree with the equipment being mobilized out there. It was the right call to make phone calls, but to approve it, it just goes against what exactly what's in front of us here, folks, is we should not be spending money without a resolution. And the CAO wasn't even chimed in on it. So at the end of the day, I can't support it. It's a lot of inconsistencies here, irregularities. It's against the Municipal Act. So yeah, the pavement is down. I signed the check. The company has to get paid. It's not the company's fault. It was an oversight perhaps by Public Works, but $6,000 is a lot of money. And at the end of the day, I hate to say, I can't support it. We got to get back to doing things right, folks. I can't stress it enough. If you're going to challenge me for spending money illegally in a in-camera meeting, which is not an in-camera meeting discussion anyways, okay, that was supposed to be discussed here. That's why I'm bringing it up here. So at the end of the day, I can't support it. So, yeah. So anybody have anything else? Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor? No, opposed? I'm opposed. Okay. 10.3, whereas the municipality has received 3 unsolicited offers to purchase or donate land within the city of Brandon, owned by the RM of Cornwallis land known as 1850 Frederick Street, be it resolved that the municipality does not accept any offers at this time, and further resolved that a professional appraiser be hired to determine the current value of the land. Can I have a move? Councillor Drohan, seconder. Councillor Maxwell. Any questions? Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay, 10.4 is off the, skipping right over it. 11.1. 11.2. Okay, that's a long one. Whereas the Municipal Board Act, the Municipal Act and Planning Act, and other legislation sets out the mandate, role, function, and general practices for the municipal court. And whereas the province of Manitoba recognizes municipality as a mature order of government, and whereas municipalities are expecting significant and costly delays as a result of outdated, bureaucratic, domestic, and wasteful processes in their interactions with the municipal board as prescribed in legislature and regulation, and whereas these delays and processes generate valueless workloads for municipal administration and wasted tax dollars due to redundant work, higher interest rates on borrowing, unnecessary legal fees, and delayed procurement, and whereas the province of Manitoba has demonstrated its interest in reducing red tape and improving the efficiency and effectiveness of municipalities by creating the Municipal Service Delivery Program, which improves financial support to complete value for money, services delivered, reviews and programs and services to improve service deliverable, streamlining functions, and found cost efficiency. Therefore, be it resolved that the AMM lobby the province of Manitoba to undertake a comprehensive review of the mandate, role, and function of the municipal board to evaluate its relevance and actual value in today's municipal sector, and further that the province of Manitoba complete a third-party value for money service delivery review of the municipal board processes and undertake process improvements to streamline functions, reduce red tape, and reduce municipal costs. There's the motion. I'll have a mover.
There's one more end to it there.
Oh, is it? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. And there furthermore, that the province of Manitoba engage AMM and MMA to participate as key stakeholders in the preparation of terms of reference for these efforts and steering and oversight body for this work. There's, sorry about that, I missed it. Need a mover.
I'll move that.
Councillor Ross moves it. And I have a second. Councillor Brown, any discussion?
Wasn't this already in the works at, that minister said at the last meeting we were at?
Yeah, I'll have the CAO, I think she's the one that has been working with, she put it on the agenda, so.
The fall?
This review of the AMM.
Sorry, what was the question?
sorry,
When
the
it was
review of
brought
the-
up at which meeting? The fall one?
No, the meeting we were at with the minister there a couple weeks back,
Yes,
the 3rd of
The-
July.
there was mention, yeah, there was mention, but I think it's my understanding in talking to the CEO that all the municipalities or AMM is urging all the municipalities to do that.
Okay. I see.
So this
Yeah.
makes it official then.
Yeah.
Even though it's a review, let them go lobby.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I correct there, Holly? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. They've put it out there.
Yeah.
Some municipalities might agree with it, some might not.
That's a good point, though, Terry. It was discussed.
Yeah.
There was mention. Okay. Any other questions? Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Okay. 11.3, be it resolved that council has no concerns regarding Manitoba Hydro service line being buried at the entrance to the Simplot Ball Diamonds at PR 344 and the 110 bypass requiring a contracted push across the road. Can I have a mover? Councillor Grohan moves it. Seconder? Yeah, Councillor Brown. Any questions? You're thinking there, Councillor Maxwell?
I'm just wondering, is it in the RM? I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's, the dump's right there.
Any other questions? Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. A second here. 11.4, I'll put it on the table. Be it resolved that all council members be here are authorized to attend the in-person meeting with the Honorable Tracy Schmidt, Minister of Environment and Climate Change on Lake Clementi to be held at the Legislature Building in Winnipeg on August 13, 2024. Further resolved that all application registration and expenses be authorized in accordance with the indemnity bylaw 1605 as amended. And I have a mover. Councillor Ross, seconder, Councillor Maxwell. Any questions? Yes.
I've left it
Yep.
blank, so I
Yep.
don't know.
I did say all council members, so that means whoever can attend. And there was mention in the email, Zoom, so even though it's in person, that's worst case scenario, but I'm okay with the Zoom meeting. But I'll talk to Holly about that.
Yeah, let me
Yep,
know, because they're asking me, do you want to Zoom it?
And we can discuss it as well, I mean, Zoom for us. Yeah, it's,
Is that,
how does council feel? The folks want Zoom, it will save money. I mean, I'm okay with a Zoom meeting. That's what the technology is for. I have no problem bringing it right up here on the screen. Yeah. why don't we go for Zoom to save ourselves some cash? Yep. Would that be okay for the CEO to organize that as Zoom? meeting?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just
Okay,
tell her
why don't we do that?
that it's through Zoom.
Great.
There was another email from her that I just added today.
Yep.
So-
Okay. Oh, just give me a second. Has everybody read that email? I didn't. I read the one yet from yesterday. Okay. Let me leave the motion as is then, and I'll talk to Holly now that we've got another email here.
Mhm.
That changes a few things. And we've got time. We'll have most likely another meeting before that. Right, call it for a special meeting. Yeah, okay. We had the vote already, right? For all the councilors. I did mention all councilors.
Yeah, did
Yep.
you vote on
Yeah, I'm
it?
pretty sure. Yeah. All in favor? I'm pretty sure I did. But, yeah.
Okay.
Carried. Okay. But I didn't see that email in a second.
Yeah, I know. I just got it, so I just put it up.
Okay, 11.5, be it resolved that council has no concerns with the following RF Now Incorporated service locations. Z3-24-19749 along Conrad Road, 97 West, just east of Cottonwood. Z3-24-18678 along 50th Street, Road 112 West between Ferguson Road and Petersfield Road. Excuse me, Petersfield Road. Gonna have a mover. Councilor Ross, Councilor Brown, any questions? No, more cables going in. So, call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. 11. Okay. Now, be it resolved in accordance with the Municipal Act, Section 152(3), council do hereby close the meeting to the public and move into camera at 8:00 p.m. to discuss. And personnel matters, a matter that is preliminary stages of respecting the discussion in public could prejudice municipality's ability to carry out activities or negotiations, the conduct of existing anticipating legal proceedings, the conduct of an investigation under an enforcement of or the act of the bylaw, the security of documents or premises, a report from the ombudsman received by the head of council, and therefore be it resolved that council agreed to keep in confidence all matters discussed at this closed session. I'll have a mover. Councilor Maxwell moves it. Seconder, Councilor Brown seconds it. Anybody has any questions? Call for the question. All in favor? Okay, folks, we'll go into camera. We'll be back in a few minutes.
So do you want me to leave the?
I will leave
'cause
it on because we'll have, no doubt, have a resolution, or else you want to fire it back up later.
I don't have any resolutions prepared. And
Coming out of this meeting?
Yeah, of this
Okay.
in camera, and it's quite, it's gonna be quite lengthy, so
What, the meeting?
then in camera.
Shut it off then.
Yeah,
Yep.
so, okay.
Well, no, we're coming back for the inquiries. I got a number of
Well-
inquiries.
Do you want to do the inquiries now then?
I have no problem. If council so chooses.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably easier to do them now,
Yeah.
because otherwise we're going to be sitting there with it blank for half an hour. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll need counsel. Yeah, they're okay with it. Just waiting for Ed. Yeah, Holly wants us to do the inquiries now, and then she can shut Zoom off.
So we're gonna come back.
Yeah, we'll come back. Okay, so we changed course, the CEO and would like us to do the inquiries, then she can shut Zoom off, then she doesn't have to start Zoom up. So I'll go around the table. Does anybody have any inquiries? Oh, that's correct. Yeah, I'll have a motion to come out of camera. Councillor Drohan,
I'll second it.
Councillor Maxwell. Seconds it. Anybody have a question? All in favor? Okay, we're on camera. I apologize. I didn't realize we're out of camera. Yeah, we're back into forum, and the CEO wanted me to ask if council would be okay to do the inquiry. So I'll let councillors first before I hand in my 3 inquiries. Does anybody have an inquiry? No? Okay. I've got one. Well, one I mentioned earlier when Eve was here, the public, we should put it on our home page, in the front page, the public hearing for
It's on
KPD.
KPD.
It is on KPDs, but because it's on Monday, we should put it out there. It's advertised well, but let's encourage our people to come out and ask questions. Yeah, it's public engagement. Yeah. The next one is public engagement, folks. How does council feel? This is a question to council about in the fall, early September, start a public engagement. Recent few items that have Lake Clemente, the stop sign. Those are when people call me, they're saying if you guys would open it up like we did, and we had 2 good public engagement meetings, previous council on Zoom, they don't have to come here. And there's various other things. Marsden Road is another one. I'm sure most likely people would, like somebody saying, chime in on us and ask the question. When you give people an opportunity, my opinion is we got to allow those things to happen for us to get feedback. And I think there's a lot of knowledge out there that we could absorb from a lot of these knowledgeable taxpayers. So I'm just wondering, how does council feel? It would have to be here because we want to Zoom it so people don't have to show up. We'd encourage them to show up. How does council feel? You want me to work with the CEO to pick a night and 7 to 9 like last time, 2 hours?
You've done this previously.
Yeah, twice, and it worked really well. I thought it was good. It gives taxpayers the opportunity to ask questions. Yeah. So is council okay for me to pick a night with Holly in September? Like we'll wait till summer's over and we'll call it public engagement. Yeah.
Yeah, we have lots of people away on holidays right now, so September.
What's that?
There's lots of people away on holidays right now, so September will be better, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was thinking middle to the latter part of September. We've got to think about combining too. So, yeah. Okay. I will work with Holly on that one. The next one, folks, is again to council. I've had 2 phone calls from 2 people that are very knowledgeable with renovations. I listened, and one of the things, and we're aware of, we've got an air exchange problem in this building, folks. I would like council to reconsider. We need this building brought up to proper standards when it comes to air ventilation. We know we've got air conditioner problems. We fixed one half of it. I think there's still some work to be done. I would really want council to sit back, and I think the first thing we have to do is to get a heat ventilating air conditioner consultant to look at our ductwork. We know it's not right. The circulation is not right. Anytime, it's my understanding when you do a renovation, you have to consider air ventilation. We've got no HRV in this building. So I think we really need, I'm just asking council, before we jump the gun on closing off the front wall, I'd like to get Manitoba Efficiency involved. We're giving up a lot of heat. In the wintertime, we're gonna get heat, but I think the problem is we need to somehow get this air circulating. And we had 2 companies tell us, in fact, I think it's in writing, one of them, that the air circulation it got altered from the original design, and I think that's where a lot of the issues come from. So I honestly think we need to really get a heat ventilating air conditioner company in to tell us what to do with that ducting, and then get Manitoba Efficiency in to see, by closing off those windows, are we actually gaining how to say, we're losing sunlight, but they might tell us we might be losing heat because of the winter. In the wintertime, we've sat in here and actually had to open the door because of the heat. So I'd really like council to reconsider it. I know administration is they're gonna re-tender it, but when those two contractors, when I talked to them, they're very knowledgeable. They weren't too keen on doing the job. They're busy, but maybe we're looking at it the wrong way. Like closing off, I think it's great to look outside, but the first thing we have to do, it's a rental. We gotta make sure that we follow our own rules from Keystone Planning, that the the air circulation system, we've only got a bathroom, maybe 2 in this building. Nowadays, that won't meet code. You need to check that air ventilating system. So I'm just wondering what council feels about that. I know,
You got some guys you said wanted to discuss it with us, is that what you meant, or?
what's that?
You said you had guys that wanted to discuss it with us?
But no, they seen the tender and they said, why are you guys giving up all that glass? That's heating in the winter. And when I picked their brain a little bit, and Kerry did say people were interested, but they backed away from the tender because they figured they couldn't meet the deadline. So he was thinking about extending the deadline. But if you're gonna do that, I encourage him, you gotta open right up again. You can't cherry pick. You gotta start from scratch. And if you're gonna start from scratch, we had 2 quotes from Brandon Plumbing and Heating and Four Seasons 2 years ago, and they identified some air circulation issues here. So I think we
Maybe
really
we should
need,
throw it to a committee.
Yeah, I
think it's Terry's.
Yeah.
Would that be your committee that, I think the committee's the asset, the building?
actually, that's a good point. You know who would head that committee? Council Brown. That's
Oh,
work.
okay.
It's a work, to me, it's a workplace health and safety.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
when there's air circulation involved, I really believe you gotta be thinking, what
Maybe
is
we could
today's
have a
standard?
committee and have those people come in and discuss it, they're happy to see.
Yeah.
We're gonna try and get it done each year.
And just to actually bring in the HVAC people. That would be my preference, is get it right from the people that you might get to give us a quote on how the circulation system works. And it is mucked up in the roof there. I seen it with my own eyes. You got two fans blowing into the same ducting, I guess, and they're both size different. I guess that's a no-no. So we know there's issues there.
But usually you put a building before you put an HVAC.
What's that?
Usually you have a building before you have an HVAC system.
Well, this isn't usually, the building is 40 years old, 40.
I know, but we're not done the building yet.
Well, they might tell you you're giving up heat. Well, I want to hear,
Not in those 1981 windows. you're not.
I'm not a profession, I like Manitoba efficiency.
I'll tell you from years of experience too, that 81 windows are garbage.
I would just like to hear it
If
from,
we had brand new windows, which would cost
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of dollars,
the thing is,
that would be
we,
different.
as a council, we haven't received a report of the rental, like how much heat are we gonna lose, or how much heat are we giving up? I think the company, a consultant would be able to tell you that. And Manitoba efficiency, I
I
think
gotta
they're
think
free.
probably free too.
What's that?
Manitoba
They are
efficiency
free.
come by.
Yeah, they are free.
They're probably free.
I deal with them at my workplace. I've done many projects, very satisfying projects, and I'd really, and I can make a call to them just to contact, set up an appointment.
They can come by.
What's that?
They could come by, yeah.
Yeah, just come
That's how you
by.
get rid of the windows.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Have
gonna,
an engineer look at that window, because that's a structural wall there,
Yeah.
so that's a whole.
We'll-
other problem.
we'll discuss that as a committee. So that's the 3 inquiries I had to revisit, rethink before we go spend 150 grand to renovate, and they might lead us in a totally different direction. That's the 3 inquiries I had. Yeah. Okay,
That's it.
that's it. Now I'll call for it.
Go back in.
Yeah, for the second time, but we didn't. Yeah. So Ed Maxwell moves that we go into camera. I'll have the seconders, Councilor Drohan. Any questions? I'll call for the question. All in favor? Okay, we will go into camera and we'll be back.
Oh, he's-